Hi, I'm Sandra. I'm the manager of Lush Liverpool, and I'd like to tell you my story. So 17 years ago, I opened a Lush store, the first in Liverpool, not much bigger than this room. And I knew then that I wanted retail to be my career. I love service. I love the element of surprise. I love to be able to give amazing service that customers can actually not believe what they're seeing. So I knew I wanted a business that I could keep growing. And I found that with Lush, that not only could I keep growing my business, I could keep growing myself. I could keep growing into the leader I wanted to be. I could grow my team in different directions and develop them. And most of all, I wanted to create a business that my city was proud of, that people were talking about. And 17 years ago in this city, Lush really wasn't well known at all. In fact, I would say not even 1 in 10 people would know what Lush was. So my main objective was, how was I going to keep the public talking about me? How was I going to keep the excitement in the city? So I would start doing events. I would do events that were after closing time. We would have a party, we would have lots of fun. Sometimes they were themed events. Sometimes it was with the season, so it could be Halloween. It could have been just on a regular Saturday where we'd literally turn the shop into Wizard of Oz. You know, it was always keeping that element of surprise, that people were wanting to know what is going on in that little shop that sells soap. That's what I always wanted to do. So then from there, I always looked at the shop that it wasn't just these 4 walls and a door. There was more, there was a city to explore, and I knew if I wanted people to know about my business and my brand, that I needed to get out there. I would often be in a school, teaching children about recycling, teaching them about well-being. Anyone that would listen, I was going to talk to them about Lush. So that's how I really started networking. 17 years ago, I didn't really know what networking was. When, a matter of fact, now I consider myself an expert in networking. And what it is, it's a conversation. It's having conversations. It's conversations with your customers, with your staff, knowing what's going on in the city. And that's how I really started to build where we are now, all come from a tiny little shop floor and having the right communication. So it's now the 15th of December and we're opening the biggest Lush shop in the world. This is shop 2, just to recap. And it was a success. We had a fantastic Christmas. It was really busy. Liverpool was so excited to just have more space to shop in because we'd outgrown that smaller shop. And things were going fantastic. I kept building the business. We created the first Lush Spa party, which was really a success. We needed it for our city. Our city was crying out for it. They wanted a space where they could come, they could celebrate, and they could stay longer than just one treatment. So we created that in Liverpool. Then, as you all know, we also created the Hard Days Night treatment. And the inspiration from that came from networking. So we looked around our city for hotels that maybe didn't have a spa and was an independent hotel with maybe a bit of personality that would fit in with Lush. And we found the Hard Days Night Hotel. Not only was it just 1 minute walk around the corner, it was also the iconic Beatles. So we struck up a friendship and a great collaboration with the Hard Days Night, and they would use our spa for the guests. And then when Mark got wind of this, he was really eager to make a spa treatment, and that's where Hard Days Night treatment came from.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log, but when I get home to you, I find the thing that you do make me feel
And it's still a big success in Liverpool, and we still have a great friendship and collaboration with the hotel. What we get from the hotel is lots more clients for our spa, which is really great to build our business, but also great for building friendships in the city and networking. So bringing all those conversations off the shop floor from the very first shop and realizing actually these are more than conversations, this is a networking tool. I knew that I could be the one that really can build my business. Not only was I talked to all of the local hotels, I would then get invited to award ceremonies. And these were fantastic opportunities to meet people from the city. At one point, I would be going to 3 fancy award ceremonies a month. You know, it was costing me a fortune in new dresses. But these are things that I would know now that were invaluable. They were creating alliances in my city that I could keep on building. So at this point, I'm in the biggest Lush shop in the world. I've got much more floor space than the last shop. So instead of going out and building my business, I decided I wanted to start building my business from inside and getting people to come in and not only see the brand and be with the products, but have my fantastic staff host them. We got in touch with the universities in Liverpool and we created after hours parties. We call them beauty school hangouts. And we were a bit of a victim of our own success right from day one. The universities loved the idea and we oversold the tickets. To an extent, we couldn't do one party. We had to split the parties into 4. So we have 4 after hours parties this 1 month and we brought in an extra £10,000. It wasn't much different than a beauty school party that we do on the shop floor, but we just did it in a bigger scale. Again, I knew I've outgrown this shop. I need to go bigger. So off I went again, and I went to find the next shop. Not only the next shop, but the next stage in my development. With my great communications in the city, I would put out there, I was looking for a space. I wanted a bigger space in my city. And this is even before talking to a head office or talking to our company. I've always strived for my goals and then pitched them. Little did I know at this time that the location that was available was going to be a department store. I thought, why not? So again, it wasn't as easy as it sounds. It didn't just happen overnight. At one point, we were going to take half of the building. I had to then get the trust of all of the founders that this was my next step. This was the right step to take. Rowena was definitely unsure about it. She come and met with me in this building when it was derelict, and she said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I said, "Absolutely." So that was the birth of Lush Liverpool, the biggest shop in the world. So we opened. It was fantastic, the most amazing, beautiful shop. Not only have I ever seen, but the world has ever seen. I really think it's a big statement, but I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there because the world were coming to see me, not just the Lush world. People from all over. We had the president of Estee Lauder fly in from New York to come and see the building. IKEA, the heads of Body Shop, Marks and Spencer's. Everybody wanted to know, what is this retail shop doing on the high street in Liverpool, not even in the capital city? So it was beautiful, it was going well. It was a bit overwhelming. If I'm honest, it was quite overwhelming. We had all of these new areas of the shop that I've not been familiar with managing before. We've got a coffee shop, we've got a hairdresser's, we've got trading off 3 floors, soon to be 4 floors when we opened our first Christmas floor, which it could be really overwhelming. And I was just finding my feet. And we started to grow our business, but we weren't as imaginative as we were in the other 2 shops. You know, we were just coming in and loving where we were working and loving the shop, but really, we weren't coming up with new ideas anymore. We just had this beautiful shop to run. Then COVID happened. We were a year old to the day and we closed down. We stayed closed from March and then we opened in June, which with a very different kind of looking retail environment with skeleton staff. There was a tiny handful of us. We went from staff of 255, and some days we were running our shop on 6 or 7 members of staff. When COVID hit, we had to find where we were going to shine again. And I have to say, I think COVID has been the making of us as a team, us as me as a leader, and to bring that genius back. We had this beautiful shop to hide behind and for people to visit. Now we've got to reinvent ourselves. We've reinvented ourselves as a management team. I've reinvented myself where I had a retail business. I still have that retail business, but I'm pushing for experiences to be the forefront of this. I have to find new ways to bring people onto the high street. And if that means that we need to be the most exciting place that people have ever seen, we're going to do that. Right now, I feel the business is the best it's ever been because we need to find opportunities to grow. And that's what we're doing all the time, is we're growing our business via the hair lab, the spa, parties. We want people to come in and to want to have an experience with us. It's more than just bath bombs and soap now. So events were going on. We had live music. We would have DJs of a Saturday. There was lots of excitement going on all the way through the shop. We would have school visits, and for the first time we could host them all. You know, we would have 55 children at once. So this was fantastic, but it was nothing new. It was everything we'd been doing beforehand in the other 2 shops that built our business, which was great. But we wanted to keep on building that business. And when COVID hit, it forced us to go back to that drawing board and see what else can we do. How can we get new footfall into the shop? The people of Liverpool, they know Lush by now. We've got the biggest shop on the high street, the most beautiful shop. How can I attract new footfall that maybe wouldn't have come to that bath bomb shop before? what we did right after the last lockdown, which ended in April, we opened with a gallery on the 3rd floor. It's the biggest art festival in Europe. They took over our 3rd floor and we had 4 lovely exhibits up there. Not only did we have the gallery going on, we have something in Liverpool called Light Night, and we held the biggest event in the whole city, and we had drag queens outside, we had a big stage outside, and the most fantastic evening, and it was so busy in the shop, which then has grown to be a great collaboration. So who we worked with was a Hometopia festival, again the biggest in Europe, and we've got a great collaboration with them, and we're working with them throughout the year now. So we went right in there, headstrong, knowing that we didn't want to settle in this time, we didn't want to hide behind the shop, we wanted to have some big events going on. We opened with the big events, and we've still got many more planned for the rest of the year. So for my 17 years career, I owe this store, the biggest store, to networking. From networking from that small shop on the shop floor and going out doing every small event, to then now being in this big store and getting invited to the biggest events. Not only getting invited to the biggest events, to be nominated as one of the most inspirational people of my city, which was pretty phenomenal. Actually, I'm number 42 and Paul McCartney's number 43. So that has been pretty inspirational. But I have to say I owe it all to having those communications on the shop floor and having the ownership, feeling like this is my business, I am the brand and I want to build it. My vision is to lead with courage and passion, to celebrate failure, to strive from hardship and forever be resilient and achieve incredible success. I want to create an environment that all who enter are seen and heard, and that connection is vibrant. The Liverpool business will keep evolving into the ultimate destination by being part of visitors' plans and then exceeding their expectations. Giving back to the community will always be top priority, and there is always more we can do, and we will. Enjoy making a profit and having fun doing it while adding value to our company. Know what's going on in your city. It really will help you, your staff, to be able to advise even your customers that are coming in. You'll know what your city wants from you, because you need to know your customer. I think that is one of my biggest pieces of advice. Get to know who your ideal customer is. And don't forget that after every winter comes summer. What's the future of Lush Liverpool? Well, if I work in 5-year blocks, so in the previous stores, I've both run them for 5 years. Then I project manage this store for 2 years. So I don't know how much bigger I can go, but I am thinking a Lush hotel might be the next step. Good luck with your journey. Take care. Hope to see you soon. It's a wrap.